The thing about terrorism, and Chomsky says this as well as others, is that it's a undefined term. It's a vague term, deliberately vague. It's deliberately vague because it just means anyone who is acting violently against state interests. Anyone who is acting against state interests, and whatever the state decides is terrorist, becomes terrorist. Right? They can use the word terrorist to control and enforce laws, and to restrict speech, restrict organization, restrict activity, to justify their invasion, to justify their bombing, to justify their occupation. Just say that, oh, these countries are harboring terrorists. And what do you mean they're harboring terrorists? Well, they're harboring terrorists, people with these extremist ideologies. So just because there are people there who have a certain ideology, a certain belief, we're justified in going in the West and bombing them? This is what the population should be asking. Like, just because they have certain beliefs and ideas, we should go and wipe them off the face of the earth? This is what someone like atheist Sam Harris always claimed. Sam Harris argued very aggressively that, yes, you can kill people just for their beliefs. Yes, you can kill people just for their values, because those values are dangerous. He acknowledged this. Sam Harris acknowledged this, and he went so far as to say maybe we should actually use nuclear weapons against Muslims. How about we use nuclear weapons against Islam's holiest sites, like Mecca? And yeah, why not? Because they have these ideologies that pose a threat to civilization. This is Sam Harris's argument, and he stood by that. He stood by offensive strikes, preemptive strikes. He stood by torture. He stood by assassinations. This is part of his ideology, because Sam Harris is a liberal. Sam Harris is progressive in some of his beliefs because of his atheism. So these are the kinds of things that he would promote. So that's never considered terrorism. Sam Harris is not considered a terrorist. Sam Harris is not considered a radical or an extremist. But these are ideas that he has, and it's related to violence. He wants to commit violence. You have even presidential candidates who will go up on stage and they'll say that, like Hillary Clinton, joked about bombing. Actually, I think she was serious. It was John McCain who, another Republican, who joked about bombing Iran. But Hillary Clinton was serious that we should bomb and use nuclear weapons against Iran. She said that. Hillary Clinton said that. Does that make her a terrorist? Does that make her a radical extremist that is threatening to wipe a country off the face of the earth, wipe a country off the map using nuclear weapons? Did anyone say that? Did anyone talk about that? Yeah, these are the kinds of things that Chomsky and others will bring up with the manipulative use of specific terms like terrorism. This person is a terrorist. This person is anyone who defends, right? The U.S. or these Western countries go and colonize. This is actually what they did. They colonized North Africa, and anyone who resisted their occupation, the French and the British are coming in with guns, and they are killing and they're raping Muslims by the thousands, by the millions. Anyone who opposes us, opposes our occupation, our invasion, is a terrorist. These are terrorists. They're radicals. They are fundamentalists. And this is actually what was used within the French media. This is happening in the 19th century and the 20th century. And imams, any imam who says that Muslims have to fight back against the colonizer, this is a radical preacher, this is a terrorist preacher, or they would say this is, a jihadist, and jihad is a bad word. Jihad is something that can necessitate you to be assassinated under the French occupation, under the British colonial occupation. Okay, so certain words even could not be used, could not be uttered. You can't even use the word jihad, let alone do anything against the colonial occupation that was happening in the 19th and 20th century. So they changed the language to, even the language is being used as a weapon against Muslims.